everybody, and welcome to this edition of What's My House Worth? A little bit of a throwback edition, if you will. We'll get to that in a little bit, but my name is Rob Ticktin. This is Ryan McDonnell. We are realtors with Hawthorn Properties. Ryan, how are you today?
Great. I'm a little interested as to the throwback nature of the show.
Oh, well, the throwback nature has to do with the average sales price, Ryan, which is actually a pretty good segue. We're going to be covering the month of October, so why don't we take a peek at those numbers, and maybe you'll see just what it is that I'm alluding to.
Sounds good. We have 23 home sales, and there it is, Rob.
Yeah.
So of our 23 homes, Rob, they averaged $832,000.
I mean,
as a sale price.
Exactly.
Wow.
It might as well be, what, 2011 or so?
Yeah. We're used to seeing seven figures up there.
Oh,
we're
sure.
We're back in the six-figure land. The rest of the numbers look great, though. I mean, look at our percentages. Both 98 or up. That's just dynamite. And days on market of 26. So I mean, it's not a market trend. I think it's just sales mix.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. I can remember standing at this desk, I don't know, a year ago, saying, maybe even more, saying, do you ever think we'll see six figures again? We've been in seven figures for so long, and now not only are we under $1 million, but we're well under $1 million.
Yeah, I don't think it's looking at these houses and saying, a month ago or 6 months ago or a year ago, this house would have sold for $1 million. I think it's just it's
a fluke.
It's a fluke. It's just looking at the sales mix. We have a lot of starter homes in the mix this month. Not a lot of new construction. Not a lot of homes in the outskirts on the big lots. There's a few, but not many. So I mean, that more than anything, I think is contributing to this sales price.
Right. Prices clearly are not being slashed.
No.
So let's see that October average sales price over the last few years. Take it back to 2012, and that's a wild ride right there.
Yeah, it is. October's. I mean, anything goes in October, I guess. So, it's like the end. It's kind of the fall market. You don't ever really know what you're going to get in the fall market, but it's still. I mean, who are we kidding? We're still talking about $831,000.
Well, if there's something encouraging to be gleaned from that graph, if we could put it up there real quick and then take it into the one after that, take a look at October 13. Well, if you go back October 13, you can see that the average sales price there was really low, $873, and then it popped in 14.
Yeah.
So if you look at the November inventory numbers, current inventory as we speak, we're down from 77 to 57. But look at November of 13 was the last time we were that low. We're down at 59, and then that's when the prices popped from there. So the fact that we are at such a low number inventory-wise tells me that we're still positioned to go this way heading forward.
God, that's great insight.
Thanks.
I mean, Zillow should be watching this show.
Yeah, no doubt.
The Zillow news broke again today that Needham is still a buyer's market.
That's right. Or it's not right.
Which is fascinating.
Yeah, I know.
But
Zillow's got a lot to cover.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot on their plate. We're only covering 2 zip codes. They're covering 1 billion.
Right, exactly. They're like the Weather Channel, and we're like a local weather channel.
Right.
Okay, anyway, we're going to jump in now to the individual slides. Of course, 23 of them. We're going to start low, and we're going to stay low for a while until we start to climb.
Right.
Like I said, it's a throwback episode.
Right.
Now you get it?
Yeah.
1312 Great Plain Avenue is where we begin our journey, and this is, well, I know for our longtime fans, they probably remember this same house sold for the same price back in 2015.
Yeah. So just turned it right around and sold it again.
Yeah, it doesn't look too much different.
No, I mean, good sized lot.
Yeah, 11,000.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's 11,700 square feet, Ryan, in a walk-to-town location.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it has some upside. I mean, you could redevelop this.
Why not?
Why not? You're getting in there in the mid fives. I mean, show me an 11,000 square foot lot you can get for $545 anywhere else in town.
That's walk to town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's on Great Plain Ave, fine, but you can redevelop this. You could, or you could rent it. It has a lot of potential uses, and I think you're in for under 550. It's got to be encouraging.
Yeah. Although I'm surprised it didn't sell for at least a little bit more, considering the last 2 years have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Next up is 72 Oakcrest Road. This is right near High Rock.
Right. Backs up to High Rock.
That's right. 2-car tandem garage.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the 2-car tandem garage? Right?
I mean, it's like parking in a tube, but I don't think that's going to be the case for too much longer, Rob. This one is a candidate for redevelopment, as the buyer appears to be a builder.
It's like parking in a tube.
It's a 9,800 square foot lot, again, like we said, right up against High Rock School. So no backyard neighbors except for a bunch of sixth graders.
Yeah, well, that's a lot. but we're gonna have a lot of teardown candidates, I think, in this
There's a few.
episode.
Yep.
Correct?
A couple.
Okay. Well, let's. You want to head over to Honeywell?
Okay.
Okay. A recognizable lot. People who travel around town probably have seen this one quite a bit. It is 166 Honeywell Street. It's the corner of Honeywell and Central.
Yep.
And this one, Ryan, had 5 price changes.
It did.
Counted 5 price changes over. So at least that's good.
I know, but they were little
Incremental?
like, you know, get back on the radar screen of people's, you know.
They were a little more than
They
that.
were like $5,000.
Well, I mean, we've seen $100 price
I know,
changes
that's
before,
true.
just for the sake of having a price change.
True, but if you're when you're at like the third of the fifth, I mean, isn't it more? All right, we need to do something that's a little bit more dramatic to get. I mean, clearly the price is the issue here, so let's keep, you know, maybe a one bigger price reduction to get where we should be, and then, you know, sell the house.
I guess, but it shows me a willingness to, you know, that they're not getting stuck on what the number was that they put out there. What do you think of that last comment there?
Yeah, I mean, that's stating the obvious, no?
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up, we're gonna.
There were some good comments later on, though.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
actually fairly excited.
All right,
Go
something
ahead.
to look forward to. We're gonna stay on Honeywell.
Yes, we are.
We're just gonna head north.
Closer to Wellesley.
Yes, over to 67 Honeywell. This is a house that is sold for $589. $900 discount, Ryan, off the list price.
Yeah, $900,000. I wonder if that got negotiated away at some point.
At $900.
That's what I meant. $900. Thank you.
Mm-hmm,
House sold as is. A little dated. Good sized lot. 10,454. So, you know, fix it up. You're in there for under $6,000. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Why not?
Now we're heading over 6.
Okay.
We're going to Oak Street.
Yep.
So a much different location than 67 Honeywell is 84 Oak Street. This is a walk to town location.
Right.
An in-town location? We call it an in-town location?
I
It's on the
mean-
corner of Oak and Linden.
Yeah, I mean, you would call like Grant an in-town location, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's in-towny.
Sure it is.
You know, I think it's just a little bit more affected by the train, so maybe it just kind of doesn't conjure up that like quaint sit on the porch, walk to town type location. This is one of my, one of the comments is a rarely available
Three-bed colonial. Yeah, I saw that.
Does it mean that this particular property hasn't sold very often, or that a three-bedroom colonial is rarely available? I was confused.
I think it's I took it to mean the latter, that there aren't many 3-bed colonials out there.
Okay.
Are there a lot of 3-bed colonials?
I mean,
Let's see.
it's
Let's
not-
count them.
I mean, it's not rare. I mean, they're not going extinct. I mean, they're out there.
Well, all right.
I don't know. I was confused. But
I mean, I didn't love it, but I didn't think
So,
that it could have meant something else.
this one's, as you mentioned, corner of Oak and Linden. It's a 6,900 square foot lot. It's definitely a walk to town location. Whether it's an in-town location, we'll let the buyer be the deciding vote on that.
I think I know what their vote's going to be. Yeah. Next up is we're heading to the Valley, 230 Norwich. This is a little bit more redevelopment here, I think. There's a track record of you don't think it's going to be redeveloped?
No, I do. I mean, based on the buyer agent, I would assume that this is a candidate to be torn down.
No doubt, and especially with that sales price of $612,500, you're talking about a neighborhood that has proven it can get high 1.4s or 1.4s as new construction, and those numbers work.
I guess that's a little tight, but
a little bit.
But
yeah, okay,
it clearly works because you've seen the model happen over and over.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of new construction going on in the Valley.
All right, and we're heading back over to Chestnut Street. 504 Chestnut is our next listing, and more redevelopment. This is a 17,000. This is a big lot.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen here?
Well, so as someone who saw the house on the
Right.
inside and was able to walk through it, my sense all along was that it was going to be torn down.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but it's the house definitely was very tired, needed a lot. It was very dark.
This is a 2-bedroom colonial.
Right. That's rare.
Right.
I'm going to talk about a rare colonial.
There you go.
And it was just, very, very smoky, which I know is not a reason to tear down a house.
No.
But the fact that it's a 17,800 square foot lot.
And again, like Oak, I mean, this is clearly walk to town. Chestnut's obviously a busier street, a thoroughfare, if you will.
Yes.
But you're right. You're right outside of town.
Yeah. Back to the Valley.
Back to the Valley.
Back to the Valley. We're going 132 Valley Road is our next listing. This is not, I don't think, a candidate for redevelopment because this is a nice house.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's I think the price somewhat reflects the fact that your backyard is abutting 128.
Yes.
There is a nice pool and fire pit in this backyard. There are some updates in the house. So you're getting, if you're willing to just accept that, because 128 is not going anywhere, you're getting a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot home that's been updated with a nice sized lot for $650. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
I like it. You see the backyard, some of the pictures?
It's nice. It's just, you're going to have that ever-present din of 128.
Right, but you have it's a nice pool. You got a nice fire pit back there. It's going to feel maybe like you hear the beach in the background.
Right.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. 212 Forest Street is our next listing. We're God, look at us plugging away in the sixes. This house looks bigger than 1,300 square feet.
Oh my gosh, look what I wrote the same thing.
Oh,
it looks
really?
bigger than 1364. It also, I love the use of the word bucolic.
Yeah, you don't see it very often.
That puts you right on a porch swing. You know, nice rural setting.
There's no porch there, but yeah.
Fine. Needs everything. Sold as is. But Rob, am I reading this correctly that this house sold in 2016 for $989,000?
No way.
I mean, when I looked on public record, that's what I saw, and I couldn't.
Really?
I couldn't put my arms around it.
There's no way that's right. When did it say it sold in?
2016 for $989,500.
There's no way.
Something is amiss. I was going to go look into it a little bit more in the historical archives of our show to find out what we said about it in 2016, but alas, those no longer exist.
Right. Well, the slides do, though.
That's true. That's true.
We should have talked about this prior
right?
to the
Should
show.
we be having this conversation?
Wait, this is a production meeting, I thought.
So we will have to look back into that, but it can't be right.
Yeah.
Something is wrong in public record.
Okay.
But
we'll get to the bottom of it.
anyway, bucolic setting, needs everything. Good sized lot, 11,700 square feet.
Looks bigger than it really is.
Looks bigger than it is.
252 Dedham Ave is the next listing. And hey, Brian.
Yeah,
it felt like a good month to have a deal of the month for the buyer.
Yeah,
with these prices,
with all these prices. I mean, this house is it's nicely updated. Mm-hmm. It's aside from being on Dedham Ave, and I can't discount that because that's why this house is available for under $700,000. But as a starter home goes, it's completely updated. So you're moving into this house. You don't have to do anything, and I don't think you can discount that because you look at some of these other homes this month, at least, that have sold in and around this house's price, and all of these houses need something. They need work. This one you're moving right into. It's right by DeFazio, which we'll get to in a minute.
Wait, what?
And it's near it's near Pollard. I mean, it's near town. It's on Dedham Ave. I mean, that's what it is. That's why it's available for under 6 or under 7. But I think this person moves in at 671.5 and is done, and it's so good for them.
You know what's interesting, and I want to get back to this DeFazio in a second, but this house was on the market in 2001, 252 Dedham Ave, and in the listing sheet it said that the house was going to have to come down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so somebody had some bad information there because clearly it never did, and now it's your deal of the month for the buyer 16 years later.
See how you can bring them back.
Yeah, you can.
But this one, somebody put some money into this house clearly, and the buyer's getting, they're moving in, they're putting their bags down, and they're done.
Now tell us a little bit more about this DeFazio field you speak of.
Well, we keep calling it DeFazio, Rob.
Yeah, that's right.
But you hear around town, people say what?
DeFazio.
Right, but what do we now know about DeFazio?
That DeFazio, well, thanks to one of our loyal viewers, has told us that DeFazio is named after a former great Needham resident whose name was Jim?
Mike
DeFazio. He's a former wrestling coach involved with the school. What am I missing? A teacher?
Teacher, athletic director, wrestling coach.
Jim.
Longtime Needham resident.
Jim DeFazio.
Right. So everyone around town, when they're saying DeFazio, you can say, actually, it's DeFazio.
Because we all know how good it feels to correct somebody.
And to be corrected.
91 Woodbine Circle is the next listing. Woodbine's hot, Ryan.
Yeah.
This is... if there's no house on this lot, what's the
See,
word?
that's where I was challenged because the house itself is built in 1957, and I'm not sure that much has gone on in there since then.
Yep.
So it needs everything. It's arguably a teardown candidate, and there's some redevelopment in this neighborhood.
It's a little pie-shaped.
A little bit, but still, it's 12,800 square feet of pie.
Yeah.
So is a lot in Woodbine Circle worth $718,000? That's my question. Are you getting, the 1.7s to 1.8s to 1.9s in there?
Right, I don't know.
So if this is indeed a land sale, which we think it might be, it'll be interesting to see what goes up there and what ultimately the secondary market value is for it.
Well, if it is a land sale, then the house on there is actually devaluing a lot.
It
'Cause
is.
You could make the argument that it's worth more without a house on it because then you
For
don't have
sure.
to pay to remove it.
Right.
Okay, next up, more development, Ryan. More
Yes.
redevelopment. 24 Douglas Road is the next one, and well, if you're asking me if the last lot is worth whatever it was, low sevens, is this lot worth 770?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. I mean, it's a 10,791 square foot lot in, a nice, quiet, Broadmeadow
Neighborhood.
So, yeah, I think this one is. I think that 718 on Woodbine is setting a new bar
Yeah.
for that little circle.
Okay.
But Douglas, I mean, there's plenty of comps to support that one.
All right. Over on Jane Road, who knew there was a 27,000
Yeah.
square foot lot on Jane?
Well, we did because our buyers bought it.
Yeah, but who knew it before that? Not us.
Not many people. Yeah, it's
Where
packed
is?
in
Well,
there.
first of all, where is Jane?
Jane is off of Hunting,
Which is really close to.
Muzzy.
Yeah, 128.
Right. So it's a big lot, 27,000. It's not subdividable. It's completely landlocked. Jane is a cul-de-sac, so this house is sort of at the end of the cul-de-sac, and like I said, landlocked. Hazel, I think, is the neighborhood right behind it, and then Hunting. So interesting. I mean, this is move-in condition. I mean, it's a tough house to comp.
Yeah.
But, went for over asking. There was plenty of interest. But, nice little buy.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a 20. You're talking about a 27,000 square foot lot on a cul-de-sac.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot you can do with that.
Yes. Okay. Next listing is back over to Dedham Ave near DeFazio Field. This is 251 Dedham Avenue, and Ryan, this house, I don't know if you noticed, sold for $685,000 back in 2014. Owners seem to put a little bit of money into it, and lo and behold, we're over the eights now on this house.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to come back to this house in a few minutes because I mean it's $805,000 for 2,200 square feet, 4 beds, 2 baths of completely finished, like move-in, nice lot. It's an 18,000 square foot lot, Rob, for $805.
And you want to go back to that?
Well, we'll revisit it in a minute.
Okay. Is there a buzzword so I can remind you when to go back to it?
Hopefully, I'll know.
Okay. All right. You don't want to let me in on it, do you?
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Okay.
I need my teleprompter.
All right. I'll just keep reminding you. 6 Avalon Road is
It's
the
not
next.
this one.
Okay. 6 Avalon Road. You sure?
Yes.
Is the next one, and this one sold for $755,000 back in 2013. So nice little gain there. And this was a deal of the month candidate for me,
Really?
Ryan,
For
for the
which
buyer. For the buyer.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of good space there, good condition. It's a quiet street.
Yeah, but
Walk to Newman.
This is on the corner of High Rock.
Yeah, I know, but Avalon is a nice little street there.
Okay.
I mean, Avalon's quiet.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's got a split level corner of High Rock. I think that's probably why it's
Right,
sold.
so you
where
disagree
it's
with
sold.
me.
Well,
Just say the words.
Okay.
Just don't disagree with me on the next one.
Right.
22 Savoy is our next listing, as Ryan and I are now fighting. Is Dedham Ave? Anything about Dedham Ave on this one? This one sells for $895. It was on the market for $899, and it also happens to be my deal of the month. And the reason why is because when you talk about a house for under $900,000 in a really great neighborhood, it's a 10,000 square foot lot. You've got a lot of good space there. Yeah, don't bend down looking at my notes, Ryan.
Sorry.
Jeez.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Could have used a little bit of sprucing up, but the fundamentals were there in the sense of you had a lot of good space that you could kind of grow into. And my contention would be even if you put $100,000 into this house, it's a $1 million house when you think about what $1 million buys you in Needham today. So for those reasons, 22 Savoy Road is my deal of the month, Ryan. Anything else you want to add after staring at my paper?
It's great. It's great insight, Rob.
Thanks.
It's great. I was trying to read
this one?
what you wrote there, which I don't know that you're going to say out loud.
No. So next listing is 40 Richardson Drive. Is this anything to do with Dedham Ave?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
So you and I walked through this one.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. Surprised by that sales price? I was.
You think it's high?
I do.
Yeah, I mean, this house is you're on an acre. It's a nice kind of setting, but yeah, you're paying a lot of money for a house that you're gonna have to put a lot of money into.
Yeah.
So I guess when I was thinking about this, maybe what you were alluding to is like, what is it worth if you were just gonna say, all right, there's no budget, you're gonna do everything that needs to be done, and you're going to spend $500,000 doing it, right?
Yeah.
So is it worth 1.5 after that?
Well, you're going to spend 500,000. That's what you're going to spend. So you're not doing any. You're staying within the existing.
Yeah, you're just thoroughly modernizing the entire
interior.
house. Yeah, all kitchens, systems, bedrooms, bathrooms, floors, painting, windows. I mean, it's everything.
Right. Is it worth 1.5? You're asking me?
That's what for 3,100 square feet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you have to do all those things. But
right,
you know,
and that doesn't
you're
mean
pushing the upper end of that property's current value with that purchase price.
True. Look, it's worth what anybody's willing to pay for.
True.
Right.
Right. We could just go home.
Right.
Why are we even here?
You know, we could put the slides up to like music.
Save everybody all this trouble.
Yeah, we apologize. We're almost done. 87 Harris Avenue is the next listing. We're getting closer, but we still have not hit $1 million.
No, but this is the one we're going back to Needham Ave on.
Oh, okay. Shoot, the one I don't remind you.
Right. So this is the corner of Plymouth and Harris. So Harris isn't like super busy, but it's not busy. It's not Needham Ave busy.
Yeah.
But it's also not a side street.
Well, yeah. Okay, I'm with you so far.
Okay. And so I guess my point is, this is an 8,700 square foot lot. It's a slightly bigger home, but it's not quite as nice as 251 Needham Ave.
Yeah.
And you're getting it for essentially $200,000 more.
Yeah.
So is this location $200,000 better than Needham Ave?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. It's not more than that.
No. So that one jumped out at me as like, wow, that's, comparatively, that would be a toss-up. Like if you were to put a buyer and say you got to buy one of these houses, I think you'd probably have a split as to 50-50 who would take Needham and who would take Harris.
What's the value of the 1-year home warranty to be provided to the buyer?
Well,
I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting because they also mentioned that the heating system's really old and all that. So it's kind of like, yeah, this is old, but don't worry, we're going to give you a year warranty.
Yeah, but I wonder what does that include?
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. I'm sure that got picked through.
Probably.
It would have to get thoroughly vetted in the purchase process because, yeah, I mean, as we all, I'm sure, have had experiences in one way or another with warranties, whether it be with your car or an appliance or whatever, there's always, always looks better on paper than it actually is.
But it probably gives a warm fuzzy to a first-time home buyer.
For sure.
Are we getting closer to the $1 million number? No.
No, almost.
Yes. Yes, we are. No, yes.
I get it.
Thanks.
That's clever.
Let's take a look at the next slide, please, so everybody else can get in on my joke. That's 62 Noy Street, also known as No Yes.
Yep.
Well done renovation, Ryan.
Yeah.
The developer, this was purchased by a developer as a $475,000 house that was in really rough shape.
I think rougher than they may have initially.
Yeah, I think you and I
anticipated.
both agree. If it went on for 1,135, it sells for 995. It probably was not a worthwhile project. Probably, based on our experience.
Well, I think
right?
I think they bought it with the intent of flipping it, and then ended up just almost tearing.
Well,
They tore 99% of it down.
I think because they needed to.
Right. And so I think they may have gotten in a little bit
Over their head.
in terms of the scope of work that needed to be done here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it came out really well.
Yeah, it did.
It did a nice job.
It did. I think the buyer's got a nice house here for under $1 million.
I would agree.
33 Kingsbury Street. It's on the corner of Kingsbury, Ryan, and
Admiral Gracie.
correct. That, of course, is the entrance into the high school off of Kingsbury. This is a cool house, big lot, but needed a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, this can be one of those like picturesque, iconic Needham homes. You go in and redo this, and it's.
You could put $1 million into this and have a $2 million house.
I agree. 27,000 square foot lot. They don't make too many of these in Needham, so have at it. New buyer.
Although they make one on Jane. Next up is 153 Pine Grove Street. This is very bricky.
Well, only in the front.
Huh.
Yeah. The bricks don't continue around the sides of the back.
Oh, what is it? Do you think?
Probably siding.
All right.
So maybe on the sides, definitely not in the back.
Okay. All right.
Big 3-bedroom, Rob. 3-bedroom house.
What?
That's a 3-bedroom house.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. You're right.
Yeah.
Interesting. We had another big 3-bedroom last show.
Yeah.
Right? The one on, I think it was Lehigh, maybe?
Oh, right. The one near Wellesley.
Yep.
Continue.
Okay. 80 Sylvan Road is, well, first of all, congratulations to 80 Sylvan getting the silver medal for highest priced house of the month.
Okay.
You don't see?
At 1-2.
Yeah. I mean, Sylvan.
So how about the write up here?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, designed by Danish people with hygge in mind.
Right.
So what was the first thing you did?
I Googled Hugo.
Right. I mean, it's like the Danish concept of like coziness.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a circular driveway, which you can't really appreciate with that picture. Did you know that?
I mean, I'm a big fan of the circular driveway.
Me too.
Yeah, I think it makes a
Showcase
lot
that
of
thing.
sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so Huga, we learned that this month.
All right.
Good for us.
It's like taking bucolic and running with it.
Right.
Taking it to a whole.
It's like the interior version of bucolic.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. 24 Fuller Road is our big seller. Look at that butte.
Yep.
Over 1.8. Ryan, that's it. That looks. Correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like a new construction.
It is.
Okay, thank you.
It's a big lot, 12,000 square feet, but an odd-shaped lot.
Oh,
So not rectangular.
it's never easy.
No, it was a little quirky. Fuller is a nice, quiet street, connects Elmwood and Whittier.
Yes, nice neighborhood over there,
near
Ryan.
Broad Middle School. So, yeah.
All right, that does it. That's 23 sales right there, ending on 24 Fuller Road. Market snapshot, Ryan. We are we're in the throes of fall.
Yeah,
right?
we're almost at the end of the fall market.
We are. So the single-family listings, as we alluded to in the early part of the show, are down from the same time last year, which probably sets up for a good spring, would be my guess, right? And then that average list price is
high,
enormous.
Yeah.
And well, listen, it makes perfect sense that it's so high when you think we just sapped 24 listings out of there that were all priced low.
For sure.
So, but certainly worth keeping an eye on. Like, you don't want it to go much higher than that, I wouldn't think.
No, that's a healthy average list price for sure. But like one thing, when we look at the purpose of this slide is to kind of look at, all right, what is the market telling us right now? So looking at the year-to-date numbers, we have through October 31st, we have 291 total sales.
Which is right on pace.
Right. So we have, I think the slide, 44 single-family homes under agreement right now. So you add those 44 onto our 291, and we're at 335. And what do we know about Needham?
That always falls around that number.
Every year, it's between 300 and 335 to 340. I mean, every year, that's our number of sales.
Right.
So we can, have low inventory, we can have, high average sales prices or whatever, but for whatever reason, we're landing at 330 or thereabouts almost every year. So I think it speaks to a consistent amount of demand.
Yeah, but it also speaks to the lower the inventory with the same demand translates to a better market for sellers.
Yeah, for sure.
Less to choose from.
For sure. So get Zillow on the horn and maybe fill them in on that.
Zillow's asleep at the wheel.
Right.
All right, if anybody wants to reach out to us and ask us any questions, maybe even get a question read on the air, Ryan. They get a free prize if that happens.
They do.
How would they reach out to us?
Best ways are to call us at 781-707-6564. You can also email us at rob.ryan@hawthornre.
Whoa.
I'm bucking for a promotion over here. hawthornre.com.
Yep.
You follow us on Twitter. Always a lot of useful information there. It's at Hawthorn_WMHW.
All right. Any other, how are we doing on time there, Derek? About 1 minute? Okay, great. Any other observations?
What do you want to do for a minute?
I don't know. Any other observations about the market?
You want to read through some of your notes?
No. Why don't we do this? Why don't we, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate, don't say it out loud, how would you rate the Needham market as of today, right now?
If I don't say it out loud, how are they going to know?
Well, because we're going to say it at the same time.
Like a strength of market?
Strength of market,
Like
number
market,
1 through 10.
like seller confidence?
Yes, seller confidence.
Okay.
And you can do half increments. Ready? All right, we'll just do whole numbers.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
8.
9.
Yeah.
All right, 8.5 it is.
All right. I mean, and the reason it's just because we're going into the slowest time.
I know, but that's seasonal. I mean, we're going to come out.
Yeah, the spring is going to be gangbusters as usual.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about selling in the spring, start to get your ducks in a row.
Take those exterior pictures before it snows.
That's right. That does it for this edition of What's My House Worth. We appreciate you joining us, and we will see you again very soon.
Thanks, everybody.